Hello everybody, this is James Ayala and this is my activity diagram of my process making an omelet with vegetables, meat, cheese. So our first action begins with cracking eggs over a bowl. We then merge to the decision of if we're going to use egg whites only or the whole egg. So if we use egg whites only, we merge to the action of separate egg whites, and which merges to whisking eggs action. If we decide to use the whole egg, we automatically merge to the action of whisking the eggs. So from whisking the eggs, we then move to our second decision, which is if we're going to use onion or not. If we use onion, we peel the onion and cut it, and then we merge to cut the remaining vegetables. If we don't use onion, we automatically merge from the decision to the action of cut the remaining vegetables. Once we cut the remaining vegetables, we then merge to add cut vegetables to the egg mix. After doing that action, we merge to our third decision, which is what type of meat we're going to use. So if we decide to use bacon, we move to the action of chopping the bacon. If we decide to use another meat, we merge to the action of cut meat into chunks. From cut meat into chunks, if we choose another meat, we merge to add meat to egg and vegetable mix. Now, if we decided up here in decision 3 that we were going to chop the bacon, we would obviously skip the action of cutting the other meat into chunks, and we would automatically merge to add meat to egg and vegetable mix. From egg and vegetable mix, we move to pour mix into preheated skillet. Once we do that, we then merge to the action of cook on low for 3 minutes. We then merge to the action of flip to the omelet to the other side. After flipping the omelet to the other side, we have another decision, which is decision 4 of what type of cheese we're going to use. If we use American cheese, we place the cheese slice on top of the omelet. If we decide to use another cheese, we merge to the action of shred the cheese on top. Once we decide what cheese we are going to use, we then merge to wait 2 minutes for the cheese to melt. So if we chose to use American cheese, we would automatically merge to this. If we decided to use a different type of cheese, there's an extra action which we'd be shredding the cheese on top. So after waiting for 2 minutes for whatever cheese we decide to use to melt, we then merge to place omelet on a plate. After we place the omelet on the plate, we merge to our final node, which is a completed egg omelet with vegetables and cheese. What is your opinion on visual notation of a process compared with paragraph format? Visual notation of a process is a lot easier to read, and it is also a lot easier to understand, I think, seeing something visually, showing the actions and the decisions, especially for people who don't know anything about code or computers. It is a very easy way to show someone that might not know anything about that process, how that process works, and what some of the decisions are, and what actions follow those decisions. What is a flowchart? A flowchart has a number of names. It could be a flow diagram, it could be a process diagram, an activity diagram, or of course a flowchart. And a flowchart simply shows a process, and it shows decisions and actions. You could make a flowchart from something as simple as going to the store and purchasing food to a very complicated computer program. So flowcharts help us show us what is involved in a process and what decisions and actions result in that process. Is there any benefit to forming friendships with your classmates so you can provide feedback to each other on future assignments? I believe that it depends on what class you're taking. Sometimes this is more important from one class to another. It's important in every class, and it's a good option to have to form friendships with your classmates and give feedback on each other's projects. Some classes, it's mandatory that you do that, so you actually have to provide feedback, whether it's negative feedback or positive feedback. You have to provide feedback nonetheless. So becoming customary to forming friendships with your classmates to provide feedback, that's something that we should all be practicing, and obviously we're practicing it in this class, and we will also be doing it in future classes. So yes, I do believe that it is important to form a friendship with your classmates, especially whenever you take classes online like we do. So I hope you enjoyed my video.